On the last episode, I forgot to hit record and my TV died. And so it continues. While we're taking care of our colony here, it looks like we got some visitors show up from Ubethium. Just a couple of them. They do have stuff to trade. Let's see, what do they have? Some equipment. They have jump packs here. Ooh. And some medicine. I don't really want any of these. When they get closer, we can trade them, but they don't really have a lot of silver, so I think we might just let them pass by without doing anything with them. I did just finish making this tailor bench here, because I want to start making some clothing. I think I'm just going to make tribal wear for now, just because it's super simple and easy. And it covers both the body and the legs, so... and hopefully we can get Samson to do that, because he's not doing anything right now. So let's do this 4 times. We'll make this out of light leather, I think. We'll have to do 3 out of light leather and like 1 out of plain leather or something like that. I don't know, he'll figure it out. Not assigned to tailoring, okay. Well, you're gonna have to be assigned to tailoring. Can you even... Yes, you can, okay. So we'll let Samson start making some clothing. It'll get his tailoring up. He doesn't really have anything like passion or anything for it, but you know, it is what it is. We need someone to do it. Just so that we have some clothing that we can actually use. And then obviously we'll replace this with an electric one at some point. As soon as we get power going, essentially. Which we're slowly chipping away at here. It's taking a while, but you know, I think Christina just took a break to make a bunch of neutronium. Neutronium? Neutroamine. I don't know why I couldn't think of it, because we had a harvest here, so. But now she'll start plucking away at it, so we'll get closer there. Other than that, not really a whole lot going on. So as we're just plucking away at our stuff here, we got some new lovers here, Squid and Black, which is hilarious because we haven't even brought them to... It might be because they're living in the same room, so they literally have to interact with each other. But, so that means that we could potentially get another double house up here at some... or a double bed up at some point here. Speaking of which, how is this going on? They still need to get married. I have their double bed here. I think maybe I should build like a double bedroom house in here somewhere and just let Samson live in there and put up some lights, because Samson can live underground here and not complain about it. He just, like, as long as it's lit up and stuff like that. But I'll have to think about that later. So Samson and Black, that's interesting. We also got some travel wear underway. We basically made Samson do it, even though he doesn't really have a good tailoring skill. It's just to get rid of this tattered apparel mood debuff that our colonists are getting. So I think after that I might try and get some wool toques made. We'll see. Just so that our colonists don't have to complain about the cold either when it's cold during the nights. But yeah. And just as I finish talking here, we get a fucking solar flare, which means our freezer's not going to be working. Neither is our food table, but luckily we have a crap ton of food made. This is kind of bad because if the solar flare lasts long enough, our food can just rot away, in which case all of our meals here are just gone, which is awesome. And we also get this other quest here. The Dusty Installation. You've learned of an ancient complex nearby, said to contain information about the perfect cube. If you can break into the structure and hack the computers inside, you collect the information. There may be all manners of danger inside. So, this is in order to get our relic. We basically have to hike to this ancient complex. I don't believe this quest ever runs out, luckily. We go to this ancient complex. We'll need to bring Christina because she's our highest intelligence character. And we need to hack these terminals, and then we get information about where our relic might be on the planet. We probably won't be doing that for a while because obviously, as it said, there's dangers inside. So we won't do that until we're better geared. And we have more colonists that we can use. So for now, we'll just ignore it, but that's really useful. This solar flare is a pain in my ass, man. But I guess we'll have to live with it. And almost right away, the solar flare went away, so luckily we didn't have to wait on that for very long. Those things can last like 3 days or something like that, and it's just brutal. Luckily, most of our food could last for like 4 days, 5 days it says, so we wouldn't have been too bad. But it's not like it matters anyway, because the solar flare only lasted a couple hours this time, luckily for us. Okay, and it looks like we finally finished geothermal power here, which means that we can start work on smithing. It also means we could put a geothermal power generator here, and we could start supplying power to this building, meaning we could finally start getting some crafting things underway. In the meantime, Samson's made a couple of toques here and some clothing that we've slowly been getting work on. Oh, I forgot that we even had that. Jesus. Okay, equip that, I guess. Or maybe no. No. I think the reason why we didn't have Christina equip this is because we're going to be getting Squid here, I think, which has, yeah, pretty good shooting skill. So he'll make more use out of this bow than Christina can, so... We've not really had a whole lot to do, so we've just let Slick start making some more marble here, which means this building can start getting converted over here pretty soon. What else has happened? Not really a whole lot. Ash is getting really close to joining our colony here. Like, we're talking like maybe one more try and they'll be recruited over. And once she gets recruited over, we'll give her the bionic leg. And Squid and Black are both really close to being converted over to our ideology, so we'll start working on them pretty soon. So yeah, the big focus is just getting this generator up now. And I think I'm going to... Oh yeah, I have to start queuing up mining here pretty soon. For some things. I forget what I need it for. I need it for this, the tiles. What else? For equipment, I think, right? For weapons and armor, I think. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to work on now. Ah, and it looks like we have some thrombos coming through our area, right in the middle of our dry thunderstorm here. Which is very interesting indeed. I have a creative game that I'm playing just for funsies, just every now and then. And I have a character who has really, really insanely high animal skill. And I've been waiting so long to get some thrombos to walk through the land so I could tame them. I think I also have, what's that item that allows you to instantly tame animals? I have one of those too. So I like desperately want a thrombo to walk through the land, but... and of course we get it here where we can't really do anything with them. The best thing we could do with these thrombos is maybe we could have one walk towards... We can have both of them walk towards our ancient danger. I forget where that is. Somewhere? Right here. If we have both of the thrombos end up over here, we could maybe potentially open this up and shoot the thrombos and have them manhunter. I would have to like look up how to do that strategy, but there is a strategy where you can get the thrombos to kill the ancient danger. But the thing is that if the thrombos survive, then you have to kill them, and they're fucking impossible to kill. Especially right now, there's no way we'd be able to kill these things. Another thing would be if we had like a merchant caravan come through and we manhunter or cause them to manhunter us, then the merchant caravan will kill them for us, hopefully. But the odds are they're not going to die. I mean, we have a dry thunderstorm. Even if one were to get struck by lightning, they still wouldn't die. They wouldn't even be harmed, really. They would have a couple of burns, but it wouldn't matter. So these thermals will just be for just looking at, I suppose, as they walk on by. Okay, so we've finished smithing here, which means that our next research can either be machining, so that we can get closer to gunsmithing and gun turrets, which I might want to do, or we get long blades so that we can make a uranium warhammer for Samson. Because I think we have enough uranium for that. Yeah, I think a warhammer is 150. Where is flak armor? Here. You need plate armor and machining for that. Because if we get flak armor, we can give some of our pawns here some flak equipment. We're also in the process of mining some steel here, so pretty soon we'll make this geothermal generator, and then we'll be able to put down a smithing table and start making some of this stuff. Let's go for plate armor right now, so that we could start working towards flak armor. Because we're going to start fighting some people with guns here pretty quickly, and I want some flak armor for that. Yeah, where is Slick is... Let's do that. Let's focus on that right now, Slick. We have enough steel for it. So we can finally get this building set up. Also, while we've been bumbling around here, we've got Ash like right down to 0 resistance. So really soon here, she will join our colony, and then we can give her the bionic leg, and then we'll be able to go from there. And we also have Squid and Black converted over to our ideology, so we will start recruiting them soon. Luckily, their resistance is really low, so it should be pretty quick to recruit them. So we will have more colonists pretty soon, which is exciting. I'll have to set up their beds in here properly. Like, I think we'll have to do that for now. And that's it. The Thrumbos have walked into our little colony here. They decided they wanted to go from down here all the way up around here and then here. Which means they probably won't end up near this ancient danger. And I've had Soma hunt some of these bucks out here just to get us a little extra meat and leather and whatnot, because we are using quite a bit of the meat to make these fine meals. And that's what's been going on. So pretty soon we'll have this building up and running, and we'll be able to make some armor and weapons for a change. Okay, so we have another quest here. It looks like we're gonna get a pawn out of this if we accept it, and we'll get Foggy Rain for 11 days if we accept this. I'm not gonna accept this. Foggy Rain is kind of bad. It brings down our mood, and it makes our plants not grow, which is kind of bad. Our Devil Strand is getting pretty close to fully grown here, which will be nice, but yeah, I'm not going to accept this. He's 51 years old, but even if he was younger, not being able to see his traits and his stats and whatnot just make this quest not worth it, so we're not going to accept it. We have Squid's recruitment down to 0 as well, so he's going to we're gonna start trying to get his chance to join our colony pretty soon here as well. Ash still hasn't been recruited yet. She's being a little stubborn. It is what it is. I've been really trying to think about releasing some of these people, because if we get their goodwill to -75, then we won't get raids from these people anymore. Especially Hebo, which the reason why it's bad that we get raided by Hebo is because they're a developed nation, which means they're the most likely to send people who have guns and armor at us. Yeah. Unfortunately, they're supremacist, which means they're going to be a kind of a pain in the butt. Yeah. As for these guys, where are they from? I think they're nobody. Yeah, these guys were beggars, so. But I want to keep Ash. I mean, I could release her now that we have some other pawns that could take her place. So, like I said, I've been really thinking about it. I'm not sure what I'll do just yet. We'll see. Her super immune and fast walker trait is really nice, but if we release her, then obviously we won't have to worry about our prosthetic leg issues or anything like that, and we'll have a bionic leg just for whoever wants it. You know what? Let's see what will happen. We only need 5 goodwill if we release her. Yeah, you know what? I am gonna release Ash. I get it that I really need pawns, but we're about to get 2 here. And Ash is kind of high maintenance at the moment, even though she does have good traits. But Black is a jogger, which is better than Fast Walker. She doesn't have super immune, but she doesn't have any health issues, and she's way younger. So I think I'm going to release Ash. We've held her for long enough. It's time to set her free, I think. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. It'll increase the relations, and we won't get raided by Hebo anymore, which means we won't have to deal with guns quite as quickly. The only way we're going to get hit with guns now is if we get hit with Pirate Gang. I think they can hold guns, potentially. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I think that's the right decision there. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We'll have Samson walk up here and... oh, maybe not. Let's release you. And she's going to run away, off to her people. Oh, we have some jade right here. Boom. So now, hopefully, we won't get raided by these people anymore. And because I don't have Goodwill Decay, we shouldn't ever get raided by them unless we do something that will upset them again. I think that's what happens. Oh, never mind. Oh, I think what has to happen is that you need to be neutral. God damn it. You need to be neutral, and then if your relations go to -75, then they'll be hostile. Oh, I see. I still think that's worth it, though. As weird as that sounds, I still think that's worth it. The closer we can get Hebo to 0, the better. It sucks that they're not doing that right away, but I still stand by that decision I made. Because we are still going to get 2 more colonists here. Yeah. I didn't realize that they would still be hostile, but it's not the end of the world. So we are still potentially going to get raids with guns, which kind of sucks, but... so looks like we got a transport pod crash here that's containing a colonist. I didn't read the prompt because I clicked away too fast, but I think they're not a part of any faction, so we can rescue them depending on what their stats are like. Before we do that, though, I thought I would just mention really quickly these wall lights. It's a mod that I'm using that I'm pretty sure everybody uses when they play this game now. It basically lets you put lights on the walls instead of like ugly lamps in the middle of the floor. It costs way less steel, but they don't light up quite as much as the lamps do, the standing lamps. So it's kind of a trade-off there. I think it's more than worth it. I think everybody uses the wall lights. Just makes your places look a lot more pretty. I have another mod that adds these columns to the game. So you know how you have these regular columns, and they're mostly used for aesthetic and also holding up roofs. The columns mod will add a column that emits light. So you could have a light column here that'll not only hold up the roof, add aesthetic, it'll also light up the area, which is kind of nice. It costs more materials to do that, obviously, but and then there's another mod, I should say, in the same mod as that column mod, there's an orbital beacon column, which basically does the same thing as a column. It holds up the roof, it emits light, and it also provides an area for the orbital trade once we get that going. So it just combines a bunch of uses into one. There's one for like a cooler and one for a heater, and there's a couple other ones, which is kind of neat. I think it's worth it because it just helps make your game look a little nicer, I suppose. Anyways, back to this person here. They spawn literally on the edge of the map, which is kind of annoying. Lily. So I think they are a part of nothing. So I don't think they're a part of anything. Any faction, which means we are able to take them if we want them. They have great memory, which is useless because I have a mod that prevents skill decay. So this trait is useless. If we see it, it just basically pretend like it's not there. And they have body modder, which is kind of interesting. Which like literally lines up with our beliefs here, body modder. They're young, which is nice. We have an extra bed now, obviously, because we released Ash. Health. They have a scratch scar. They have a left leg scratch scar, which we could remove and give them the bionic leg. That way their body modder trait is satisfied. I think we will rescue this person. I think it just makes the most sense to do that. They fit in our colony almost perfectly, and the only thing that they're incapable of is of caring, and we have a like dedicated doctor already anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. So let's try and rescue this person. Yeah, they won't die anytime soon, so we will be able to just capture her and add her to the colony eventually, which is pretty nice. Hopefully she stays down long enough, though. And as I talk here, it looks like we have, of course, we have Black's resistance gone down to 0. And we have our marriage starting here, which sucks because I want Christina to capture this pawn. Just keep an eye to make sure she doesn't take off. Okay, cool. So we do have another potential colonist here, which I'm really happy about. So it looks like Christina's going to miss out on this marriage ceremony, which is fine. I mean, it's worth it. She's the happiest pawn that we have, really. So it's not the end of the world. But it now means that Slick and Samson will sleep in the same bed. Which means I will probably try and make a double bed in here somewhere. Freeing up a little bit of space. We can make this our prison now, sort of. If we wanted to. So we have a bunch of options slowly opening up for us here. But yeah, I guess in the meantime, I'm going to just focus on... Oh, I guess Lily's wearing that stuff there. I'll just focus on recruiting these people still and getting this building online. Okay, so it looks like we have a Granland Sprout? A Granlin pod sprout here. These things are part of the new Ideology DLC. Essentially, what happens is you're supposed to harvest this pod, and it'll give you a seed. And you use this seed to plant a tree, and you make somebody prune the tree every day. And basically what the tree does is that after a certain amount of time, it'll produce a dryad. And a dryad is a creature that will give you either resources or it'll help fight for you. Which, given our situation, having some dryads that can help fight could be useful. However, I'm not going to look into that just quite yet. The Granlin tree you could place anywhere, and it takes a little ritual to get it started. But essentially all you need to do is make sure somebody prunes the tree every day to make sure it's within a certain range of caretakedness. I don't know how to describe it. I'll probably talk more about it if I plant the tree. And you could focus your ideology that you use. Right now we're playing as the transhumanist or whatever it's called. You could do one that's focused around trees, in which case the Granlin tree could be a little more sacred than just that. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm not even sure where I'd place the tree, to be honest. Maybe up here or something. And then I would just basically make sure somebody is pruning the tree every day. But like I said, I'm just going to leave it for now. Someone's going to go over and harvest the seed, and the seed will probably just sit in our storage until I figure out what I want to do with it. So it looks like we managed to recruit Squid to our colony here. He's going to go ahead and equip some stuff, I suppose. We're going to give him the Masterwork Bow as well, and then I guess he has some malnutrition from being a prisoner here, but otherwise we finally have a new colony member. Finally, our 5th one. It's exciting. He has a really good medical skill, so if Christina gets injured somehow, we could just have Squid be our backup doctor, which will be nice. He's incapable of social and firefighting, which is fine. We don't need many pawns with social, and we don't need a bunch of pawns with firefighting, so it's okay to have that. And him being a careful shooter will make his guns a little bit more useful. And so, yeah. Welcome to the colony, Squid. It's nice to finally have another pawn. I suppose we should figure out his work. So he's not going to be firefighting. He'll be a patient. He'll also doctor, bed rest, hall plus. Let's see. Let's look at his actual stats here. So he's not going to be our cook because he doesn't have a passion. We'll let him mine. He has an art skill, so we can let him do that. As for everything else, it's pretty meh. It's pretty meh, but that's alright. It's still production that we can use. We can also let him be a hunter too, considering he has the shooting skill for it, which means we could take Soma off of hunting. And yeah, I can leave his art as it is right here and take him off of these things. Cool. So I guess I will let him do that. We do have some mining queued up here, so he can help with that. And yeah. And as nighttime falls upon the rim, we get a psychic soothe for our female colonists. So Slick and Christina are going to have a little boost to their mood. Not that they really need it. They're our highest mood colonists. Well, technically everybody's high mood because they're all married and stuff like that, but you know, it is what it is. And in the morning here, we get a new recruit, Black, and I believe she is going to get the bonus of the Psychic Soothe as well, as will Lily. And so our colony is finally getting new members. Oh, I'm so excited. It's about time, you know? It took so long. So black here is really good with construction and artistic. So she'll probably be the art person and not Squid. Let me just fix her thingy here really quick. She has cooking skill, although I think Soma's better at it, so I won't force her to be the cook. Let's see. Although I could make force her to make Psychite tea. Let's do this. Make that for Soma. And that way we could still have Black be a cook, but it won't be important. We'll just put her on the Psychite tea. It'll help free up Soma to be able to do some things sometime. Let's see. So she's good at construction, which is good, and she can be a plants person. Well, she has a passion in it, so we can let her be a plants person, but and she has an okay crafting skill, although I'd rather have someone who has a passion in it, but I don't think we have anyone who's like that. Let's see. 3, 1, 0. So yeah, I guess she could be our crafting person then, considering she's the best crafter we have. So yeah, she's not really a good fighter, so she's probably just gonna have a ranged weapon, and then she'll be shooting, obviously, but yeah. So welcome to the colony, Black. I'll need to build a house for Black and Squid here at some point, as soon as they want to get married. And with that, we have machining done here in our research path here, which means we can start going for gunsmithing and probably flak armor. Let's go for flak armor first. I feel like the armor is a little bit more useful at this very moment. And who has tattered barrel? Okay, well we need to get our tailoring bench back up before we can worry about tattered barrel again. So it looks like... Oh, so it looks like we have an ancient danger literally right beside our base here. This ancient danger happened to spawn almost entirely inside of the mountain here, so that's why we didn't see it. I kind of figured we would have more than one on the map. It seems kind of weird that on the largest map there would be only one, so this one's really close to our base here, so that's kind of interesting that it's so close. But the good news is we won't actually break into it. We're just mining the compact machinery around it. But that's good to know that we have one there. That's interesting. I have some ideas for that already that we might be able to make use of in the near future. But I'm just focusing on trying to get some compact machinery and some more steel, because I'm going to have to start making some crafting stations here very soon. Alright, so it looks like we have finished our flak armor research here, which means the next thing I want to do, I think I want to do... I should do gunsmithing. I need to get to gas operation as soon as I can so I can start making some chain shotguns, I think. Although, I do want to make a warhammer. I might as well just do it now, just so that we get it done and over with. But that means I could start making some flak vests and stuff here in our machining table. Alright, so our research for long blades is finished here. Our psychic soothe ended a little while ago, so, I mean, not that it was really that noticeable. I guess it helped Black a little bit, but yeah, so next thing we're doing is we're gunning it straight for gas operation and gun turrets. We're slowly making changes to this building here. I want the walls to be converted over to marble. Now that we have some extra hands, we have been getting some stone cutting done. I've already converted this building over to marble. I've also queued up some more mining here for some more steel, and I've put down the hex tile plans for this, our symbol here. So just doing some housekeeping stuff now that we have a bit of quiet time for a change. Okay, so we've completed gunsmithing now. We've had a harvest of our drug plants, a bunch of neutromine and some psychoid leaves. So our next research here is blowback operation. It also means that we're going to be making a bunch of yayo now. Now that we have some more colonists, I did increase the amount of psychic tea we have on hand. I might increase a little more, I think, to 60. Just so that we make sure we always have some. And the rest will be going straight into yayo, which will be straight into profits, essentially. Because I'm not going to have any of our colonists take any. Maybe unless we absolutely need it, I mean. But yeah, we're slowly making progress on our symbol here in our mining. Things are coming along nicely, I would say. It's exciting. Okay, so our next research has been finished here, and now we go for gun turrets, I think. I think I'd rather have mini turrets right at the immediate moment here than gas operation. So gun turrets it is. And so we are finished with gun turrets, and now we do gas operation. And I am also going to start figuring out where I want to put some gun turrets down. I think maybe here, maybe one here, one or two, here, and up here. Those will be the 4 spots, I think. All right, and with that, we have Lily join our colony. So the first thing we should probably address is this body modder trait, and the fact that they have a scratch scar on their left leg. We do happen to have a bionic leg here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and give Lily this bionic leg. It'll let them be happy with their body modder trait. It'll also let them be happy because of our ideology. And it'll also fix her leg problem, obviously. She also has a really good shooting stat, so I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to have Squid come equip a different weapon. Although we don't really have many ranged weapons. Maybe I'll wait until we finish our gas operation tech, and then I'll give Lily some stuff. But so what is he trying to equip? This thing? Of course. Whatever. I'll let her wear it, I guess. But yeah, so I'm going to queue the operation for her to get her left leg changed here, and we're gonna hope for the best. I mean, there is a chance that she's gonna die from the surgery. We don't have amazing medicine. We can use this kind of medicine for it. That'll increase the chances a little bit. And I guess we just hope for the best. Next thing I should probably do is probably figure out her traits. So she can't doctor people, which is fine because we already have 2 really good doctors. We're going to drop that down to 2 actually because Christina's a better doctor. I thought we had a different warden. What happened here? Okay. No warden. She can handle animals. She has a 12 animal skill, which is exactly what we needed so badly in this colony. So if we wanted to, we could actually go out and try taming some animals, or even if a trader comes by, we could try and trade for some animals too, which would be very useful for us. She also has an okay plant skill, but she has double passion in it, so we can let her be a plants person. And take her off of cleaning for obvious reasons. And so yeah. So I guess we will do this surgery for the bionic leg, and hopefully it turns out well. Okay, so I think the surgery turned out well. We had nothing happen. We used this quality of medicine for it, and it looks like Lily is going to now have a bionic leg, which will be awesome. So she'll be a really good pawn for our colony here. She's going to be pretty happy. Her body modder's going to help with that. And her transhumanist body mod will also help out here. Oh, I guess maybe not. That's kind of weird. So I guess the body modder kind of overwrites this, but still, she's going to be happy with that, and she fits the society theme very well. And but she is going to be down and out for a little bit until she's until her anesthetic washes off, which will take about I think like a day or two. So not long, but long enough. And while she's resting up there, I think what we're going to do is we're going to now officially change Christina over to the Door of Truth, which will allow her to have really fast, it'll allow her to have faster research speeds, and I think drug synthesis she'll be better at. I'll just take a look here once it's finished here. So research command. Provide suggestion and mental support, boosting the research speed of everyone nearby. Okay, so that's just if we have more than one research table, which I don't, I don't really do. I don't really subscribe to the theory of having more than one research table unless your colony is gigantic, or you're using a tribe as your base, which we're not doing. Okay, so research speed plus 70% and hacking speed plus 70%. So her research will be a lot faster, which will be nice. But her hacking speed will also be faster, assuming that we ever have to do that. I think we accepted a quest where we have to do that, right? Oh, this here. Oh, we only have 15 days to do that? Oh no, that's how long ago we accepted it. Oh, I see. Never mind. I'm getting mixed up with that freaking... or maybe I'm not. Hold on, let me see. Man, ever since I forgot to hit record on that one session, things have been jumbled up. Okay, so if we send Christina to this ancient complex to hack some terminals and stuff, she'll be able to hack them faster. Luckily, that's only like a day probably travels away. That's really close, which is nice. But Christina is effectively useless in anything other than researching and creating drugs. Essentially, and apparently constructing, which is fine because she has the fast learner trait, so it helps with their construction skill. But yeah, pretty eventful. I'm happy that our colony has finally grown past the 4 people that we were stuck on forever. We can actually get projects done within a reasonable amount of time in this place. I think the next thing I want to do is I'm going to want to expand this mountain base area location, whatever you want to call it. I also started work on making our gun turrets here. Why does it look like they don't have a barrel on it? That's kind of weird. So essentially, this is how I usually set up my turrets: is I put walls in between them, because if they take enough damage to explode, then they can end up doing damage to the turrets beside them. So I put walls in between them. So effectively, these turrets will shoot in a cone out here to this area. So if any raiders come up from the bottom here, essentially the bottom left corner of the map up here, and even down here, they'll probably come up through here. Essentially, these turrets will be able to take care of them. And I'm going to set up a little spot here for our colonists, our ranged colonists, to stand and shoot at any raiders. So essentially what happens is that I put ranged colonists here, I put melee back here, and the raiders will walk up. I'll probably maybe put a melee over here too. And so when they walk up, if they try to attack our colonists here, then we'll just have our melees come in at the front here and attack them. But otherwise, if they try to push past any of our range stuff, then obviously we'll have our melee guys right here to take care of them. And the same idea will be once I put defenses over here and up here. But we're coming along here. I'm feeling a lot more safe as time goes by here. So we have a bulk goods trader come up on our map here too, which is really nice. Hopefully they'll have things that we can trade with them for. Yeah, so we'll wait till they get a little bit closer, and then we'll send Samson out to trade with them and hopefully get something good maybe. Okay, so now we get our opportunity. It looks like we could sell a lot of our meat, which would be interesting. We could probably take a lot of gold doing that. But our main money maker, the yayo, we're definitely going to sell. Reinforced barrel. Oh, that's for like a mortar or something like that. We could also sell them our Granland seed, which I won't do. It's just interesting that we can do that. We can sell them our destroyed shirts and pants and things like that. And it looks like, oh, they have a Devil Strand bedroll. That's kind of interesting. Looks like they don't really have anything for us to buy off of them, though. That will be useful. Maybe some chocolate or some turkeys and some hens, some chickens. Chickens are kind of interesting. Chickens are interesting because they can be a really good food source. But I don't know, I've never messed around with actually using animals, like reproducing and stuff like that, to make food. You kind of need to know how to do that, and I've never done it before, so I don't really want to get into it right now. So I think this is all I'm going to do, is I'm just going to sell pretty much all of my clothing and my yayo, and just take them for all their silver that they have. Which is good. Now we have a lot more storage space, and we got rid of a lot of our destroyed clothing. And we also get relations by trading with people. It's not a lot, but we do get some. And it looks like we also have a new quest here. So someone from the Orange Dominion is requesting that we create a monument. Okay, so it needs to be 8 by 4. It needs to be made of these items. Any metallic, woody, and stony. So basically, we make a building out of stone bricks. And we'll have to protect it for 28 days. Countess will activate and a mech cluster will land. Okay, so we have to protect it for 28 days. And if we do that, then we can get some goodwill, an Eltec skull cap, or some honor. Essentially. So obviously we just put down like a 4x8 building, like I don't know, like right here or something like that. And then we just have to make sure it doesn't get destroyed for that long. Let's see, what is our... So we are neutral with the Orange Dominion right now. If we accept this quest, the best thing to get out of it would probably be Goodwill. We could do it for Honor as well, but I'm not ready for Honor quite yet. Honor is useful on Samson, but I don't even have a throne room yet, nor do I have his like Psylink built up yet, so I think once I made a throne room and like have that all set up, then I would start accepting Honor quests. But for now, if we were to accept this, it would be for Goodwill, which is useful. How many? We have 380. The thing is, I thought I was going to use these marble bricks for this building here, but I guess maybe not. I really need someone to make these flak vests instead of fucking around with this goddamn stonecutter table. Let's see. So I think I might accept this quest and build this structure, because we could just essentially build it and forget about it until we succeed, and then we'll get some goodwill out of it. And then obviously once the quest is over, we can tear the building down and use the materials again. 4x8. Let me just see how big that is really quick. So that big, essentially. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So that's more than enough right there. Let's look at our quests again. Any of metallic. So 140 of these resources. And the walls must be made of these. Okay, I think I will accept this quest for goodwill. Pods. And, oh, okay, so we get a monument marker out of that. We will essentially probably just do this. Marble column, probably right there. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, that's more than enough. How much is the column? 20? I think we need to make it more than that still. So let's just put a floor down, I guess. So they will build that and within the 12 days, and then we'll put down the monument marker in here, and then that'll be our building, our monument. I suppose we could just build a roof over it just because. Boop. Actually, let's just see how's our roofs doing. We're doing good. Okay. So yeah, I think I'll just let our colony finish the construction around here and wave goodbye to